Hey guys, Marsinger here, bringing you a Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we're going to be jumping into the Global Campaign Special Edition, Part 1 of the Ultimate Clash, aka Battlefield. Now this is the newly revamped version where we have less stages and can use less teams. Now they talked about in the live stream that they kind of did this for simplicity for players, especially for newer players. I think this makes it a lot easier. People were struggling to build enough teams, I guess, to go through. Obviously, you know, we've done these battlefields over the years. I've talked about the best strategies that I've found personally using the various different mono teams, because that gives you like 10 teams and you can kind of build categories within them. However, now that we only have 5 teams, I have built very specific category teams, and we're going to jump in and have a look. So we've got the missions here. Now the interesting thing is we have missions for clearing the stages multiple times. So just like the previous one, I guess, you need to win the whole thing, what, 3 times? Because it's clear a stage 9 times. I believe there are only 3 fights. So you've got to do the whole thing 3 times if you want to get all of the missions. Now it does seem like you do get a lot more of the battlefield memories, which is of course the main thing that I think people are concerned about. Battlefield memories, the currency and the way it's been delivered has always been hit or miss, and we hit sort of critical mass a year or so ago. It was like the Buu Saga Golden Week. We got to the first point where, like, me as someone who'd done all the Battlefield since their release ran out of Battlefield memories, and I actually couldn't easy A Babidi and Deborah. And that's with me not having bought a bunch of the stuff from the shop, like the free-to-play Majin Vegeta and Super Saiyan 2 Goku and stuff like that, right? So, always been a bit of an issue with the currency, so we'll see how much we get. But jumping in here, as you can see, you can have 35 characters. So I have built a Giant 8 Power team, Demonic Power, Superheroes, Super Bosses, and what was the other one I did? I actually can't remember now. But yeah, we're going to jump in and we're going to see how we get on. Oh, Heroes. Did I say Heroes? I made a Heroes team one as well, so we'll see how we get on. So we're going to start off against Buuhan. So I mean, let's just use the Giant 8 Power team, I guess. So it uses the same format, so we do need 2 characters that have Giant 8 Power as one of their leader skills. And then, yeah, we've got our Giant 8 Power units. Apparently I've picked one too many. No, wait, that means that somebody is from one of the other teams. Who's here that's actually from one of the other team builds? Is it these guys? Maybe. No, I'm sure I put them on afterwards. How have I done this? There are 7 slots on the team. I've got 35 characters. How have I already managed to get confused with this? Okay, well, whatever. Let's do this. I've done something wrong somewhere, maybe. But I mean, if we end up winning all the fights like without having to change teams, I suppose it doesn't really matter anyway. But alright, so we got this Buuhan, can't be sealed, can't be defense lowered. That means he can be attack lowered and stunned though, so that's pretty good. Obviously the Super Saiyan 4s on their first turn do have the big damage reduction, so we'll just go ahead and do this, grab this for you and then this for you. And then let's see, because obviously, like, the way Battlefield used to work with the different, the multiple levels, the first fights were obviously really, really easy. Whereas now, if there's only 3, I can't imagine that they are, you know, as easy as the very early fights in the original Battlefield. But I'm also not expecting the difficulty level to be too high. Does he have another phase? Oh, okay. Alright, well, that was that easy, I guess. 1 18-key super from the Super Saiyan 4s. We've got 20,000 memories for doing that. Okay, so right. Let's do the Heroes team then, I guess, next. We'll save one of the big teams for last, I guess. So Heroes, we got these 2. Oh, that's why. It was Limit Breaker Vegito, because Limit Breaker Vegito is the other Heroes leader. But of course, he is a go-to unit for a Giant 8 Power team. So that's where I managed to get confused. Because of course, on any Giant 8 Power team, I would put Limit Breaker Vegito. Which now means I'm missing. I put those 3 guys there to be on Demonic Power. I've managed to mess things up straight away by using Limit Breaker Vegito when I didn't mean to. So I guess we could just throw you on there. So that means my demonic power team is kind of messed up. It means I guess I'll just have to not use demonic power for the last event. See, this is why I've always said over the years, right? A lot of people did make category teams, and I'm sure some people probably wrote stuff down or made lists and all that kind of stuff. So much easier to just remember 10 monocolor teams than it is to remember, like, okay, I made this category team and it has these people on it. Then I made this category team and it has these units on it, because obviously there is a lot of crossover. And so I got too excited with my giant 8-power teams. It's like, of course I put Limit Breaker Vegito on there. And then wondered why I had one extra unit. And it's because Limit Breaker Vegito was not supposed to be for the giant 8-power team. He was supposed to be for the Heroes team. But as you can see, like, even Xeno Vegeta, who's not exactly the hardest hitting unit in the game, just complete one-shot Zamasu. And then I guess this is just the final phase now versus Super Vegito. So let's use our... I made a superhero team, so let's use that, I guess. Because I'm not using any of the like brand new units. So we've got Beast Gohan and the Gammas, obviously lead superheroes, and then we got these guys on here. Pretty strong team. So I wonder how Super Vegito is going to be in terms of difficulty, because the last few battlefields, when a new battlefield has come out, the like final boss has been kind of like the hardest new battlefield boss. Up until we got the... was it Trunks was the most recent one? Trunks probably wasn't as hard on like day one as the Metal Cooler was on day one, for sure. Orbs are absolutely terrible on this turn, but I mean the Gammas aren't getting attacked, so I suppose it doesn't matter too much. Grab these for you and grab these for you. Considering it's Super Vegito and is already him from his LR from the STR unit, I'm assuming that means he isn't going to have a second phase. So the one big thing though I will say, remember when they do these special like anniversary or worldwide battlefields, they usually do make them a little bit easier so that people who are newer or returning for like the big celebration have more of a chance to be able to win. But you can see here now straight away there's a pretty significant difference between how much HP this Super Vegito has compared to Buuhan and Zamasu, who both got one shot. I mean Zamasu got one shot by like a TUR, so this is obviously a little bit more difficult. I guess they made it like the first two phases are quite easy, and then if this one is too challenging for you, apart from the missions for beating Super Vegito, you will be able to just, I guess, re-beat like the first two phases multiple times to get some of the other missions, because they're cumulative for like beat a stage X amount of times, right? So in theory that means you could just beat the first two over and over again, and then either quit out or just, I guess, try and lose to Super Vegito, and then you still end up back where you started and, you know, replay those first two. Because the first two, super easy, but Vegito clearly a little bit tougher. In fact, I wonder if, can we get his stats up here? Does the event thing does have Battlefield on here, right? Yeah, Ultimate Clash. Do we have the... most up-to-date one is this one, yeah, 7th of the 7th. So Vegito... oh, we do actually have a second phase with Vegito Blue. Okay. He has 4... yeah, so Buuhan has 8.5 million HP. Zamasu has 23 million HP. And then Vegito has 400. And Vegito Blue has 800. So definitely significantly tougher. Which is good. So let's go ahead and... shame we can't really get any... there's no attacks in slot 1, so we can't get any build up for Beast here. But we'll go ahead and do this, and then grab the rainbows for you. So obviously no status effects. Do they have any special abilities? Vegito doesn't. Vegito Blue gets damage reduction that increases every turn by 15%. That's kind of crazy. And it goes up to 100%. Which means, in theory, I mean, he can't be actually, surely can't actually be 100% damage reduction. He builds up to the point where he takes 0 damage. That would be kind of insane. But yeah, Vegito significantly stronger than the other two phases, which is good. I was a little bit worried that we were just going to absolutely demolish this and it would just all be over just like that. But I suppose this is an interesting way of balancing a challenge event like this, because like I said, if you are newer or like a returning player or something and you find this last fight a bit too difficult, you can just redo the first 2 phases a few times and you will still get most of the rewards, right? So, what does he actually hit for? Is his damage on here? His damage is not actually shown on here, which is interesting. So yeah, I can't see the exact numbers for how much damage he does, but I mean, we're going to be fine here anyway. Superhero, of course, a very strong team. I did build a Super Bosses team, but obviously that was using the new Rose and Zamasu, because I do have the 55% one, fully link leveled now, but I thought we might as well run through this without the newer units. Like, what, the newest unit on this team is from the 9th anniversary, excusing some easy A's. Actually, no, we got Blue Evolution Vegeta, I guess. But of course he has returned on the Rose banner. I was quite fortunate to pull Rose like straight away and didn't pull any Freezers or Vegetas or anything like that. So I was quite happy with that, to be honest. So grab these for you. Gamma 1 should be fine, right? I'm just going to dodge straight away, of course. He needs to get hit multiple times to build up his defense. So of course he dodges a normal and then eats a super. But 200k, I mean, this team has quite a lot of HP, so we should be fine. We'll have the Gamma standby and everything going on in the next turn. Eventually we can have the Gods transform, the Beast Gohan active. Like, there's a lot going on the superhero team, but I suppose we don't want to use all of it now, because we're going to have the Vegito Blue phase that has 800 million HP. So this has gone from the quick, like, 2 fights that just got 1 shot to the fights that are now, like, we're getting onto turn 4 and we potentially won't even have gotten Super Vegito down to half HP. And then there's a second phase that has double the HP. So, yeah, that's certainly an interesting shift compared to how the first 2 fights went. I could see people walking into this and beating the first 2 fights and just being like, oh, this is a joke, like, and then they don't pick, like, their absolute best final team to jump into the last phase, and then it's like, oh, okay. Because, yeah, as much as we love the Heroes team, and I like using them as a backup for Battlefield in, like, the old format, I don't know if I'd bring the Heroes team into this one, especially with a lot of the characters having passives that only last for, like, a certain number of turns. Probably not the best strategy, but the superhero team here, obviously, very, very strong. We'll just save all of the active skills and all the big crazy stuff ready for the last phase, especially because if the Vegito Blue builds up damage reduction each turn, then ideally we do want to get rid of him as quickly as possible. So, yeah, maybe I'll keep you 2 together. I want to get the 24 key because we do more. They do more damage, but do that. We'll just float off Beast, I suppose, here now, and then have him ready for the active against Vegito Blue. But yeah, UI getting the dodge. UI and Blue Evolution Vegeta together obviously works well as a good combo. Gets the unit super for STR. Blue Evolution Vegeta. UI gets the crit. No additional though, sadly. Dodges the super though, so I guess that's what we want to see. 21 million from Blue Evolution Vegeta. Can we actually get some additional supers here from our boy, or will it be another showing for the principal normals? Okay. 2 for 2 for normal so far. Alright, there you go, there's one. 15.2. And then another normal. Let's go. Alright, well, we're getting closer to finishing this guy off. My Beast Gohan does have a second dupe now. I pulled that from the summons last night while trying to get Goku. So my Beast Gohan is now 79%. Got a decent amount of additional. Was finally able to give him the unique gold skill orb. Obviously from the anniversary event, like Beast Gohan having his own unique skill orbs. Finally got that gold equip slot unlocked, so we get the additional attack despite him not having received an attack first. So I think we're looking pretty good here. Again, we'll save... Well, we could go into the standby, because then when we go into the Vegito Blue phase, we'll potentially be ready to then just fire it off. So let's just go ahead and do that. Do that. And then do that for you. There we go. Okay. So looking good here. I don't know, will we finish him off this turn? I think my LR Gammas are only 55%, or maybe I have one dupe. I didn't even pull them during the 9th anniversary. It took me until their return to pull the first copy of them, so they're definitely not a unit that is fully like beefed up here for me. But should still do okay. We've got some int orbs. Yeah, 13 million. Obviously they're going to have type disadvantage because the Vegito Blue is physical. Because yeah, his art is the worldwide 2023 Blue Boys like Vegito Blue, but he's physical instead of AGL. So, but yeah, I don't think we're going to finish him off this turn. I guess if the Blue Boys at the end get multiple crits with their additionals, because we did get a few rainbow orbs, but probably not finishing him off. It's so funny how this turned into so much longer. We got into the third fight and we were only like 4 or 5 minutes into the video. I was like, wow, this is going to be a way quicker video than I thought it was going to be. I expected, you know, something a little different with them only having 3 stages, the challenge to be a little bit higher, which is clearly what they have done with the third fight. But yeah, the first 2 kind of taken me by surprise with just how easy they were. But either way, we're all good here. Because it's just any unit that includes Goku. Technically, we can just have the gods be the the Goku for the unit super for Vegeta. So if we do this, they still have guard, as well as the fact that they're well over 1 million defense at this point. And then I guess we just we'll transform them when we get to Vegito Blue, so we can just go all out for like the burst damage. Although I guess we'll see how hard he does hit for here, because yeah, okay, I was gonna say if they actually take damage, then we know he's hitting for like what? It'd have to be over 3 million if they've got 1.5 million and guard. So yeah, he's got a lot of HP, but he's not hitting like insanely hard, so it's not too bad. And yeah, obviously we'll get all our attacks off here. Gets a bunch of extra stacks. We should finish him off this turn, I think. I suppose it depends on the RNG for Vegeta and UI, but if Vegeta does actually get some additional supers... Okay, yeah, the god's getting an extra additional normal with the crit. Okay, yeah, so I don't think we even need to worry now. Vegeta just kills him with the 18 key super here, and we can move on to Vegito Blue. But I mean, this shows you this battle is definitely a bit more of a slog than I thought, considering we've now just finished off Super Vegito, and Vegito Blue has double the HP, so it's going to be interesting. Okay, so let's go ahead and... I've only got 2 turns left, yes, so we can't save it again, so we'll go ahead and do this. And of course we didn't crit, so... and we'll do this. I wonder if we go all in for the damage, we might as well just active with Beast now, because then he's going to take all of those attacks before he attacks, and then obviously potentially do some big damage with basically guaranteed crit, because he's going to get hit so many times. So we'll go ahead and do that, and then yeah, just let Beast tank everything here, and then see how we go. I wonder if does he have less defense than Super Vegito? Because, man, yeah, double the amount of HP. Like, this is going to take quite some time for us to get the W here. I mean, we are going to start busting out some other transformations and active skills and stuff like that. So, I suppose we will speed up a little bit. Obviously, the Int Gamma 1, now that he's out, the final form of the LR Gamma's card is a little bit more powerful. We can get the God's transformation. Vegeta building up by, even though not getting a lot of super attacks in each turn, should be building up to having his full passive essentially unlocked, I think, by now. There's that AGL Vegito super attack. Double digit damage to Beast Gohan. And then Beast with the 21.8. Yeah, it's crazy that it's taken me so long to get like the extra copies of Beast Gohan, but I was my luck during the 9th anniversary wasn't the craziest. Like, I got all the units except the Gammas, but I only got 1 copy of Beast, 1 copy of Physical Goggia. I got ridiculously lucky on the Broly banner because I was trying to pull the Imp Golden Frieza because I really wanted him for the Super Bosses team, and ended up pulling like 3 or 4 Brolys in the process, which obviously was not my original intention, but alright, so let's go ahead and transform these guys so we can start pushing out some damage here. Grab these for you. How many orbs can we get for Vegeta? The problem with too many rainbow orbs, yeah. How many supers has he done now? 7. So is he fully built up? Yes, okay. So that's good. He'll only get 6 orbs though. But here's what it is, and then we can get 4 rainbows for the blues at the end. So I mean, this should be a good turn overall for damage. Yeah, the god's at 33 here, and obviously going to get quite a few attacks off. Although ideally, I guess we wanted to get 7 orbs with them if possible. I'm not sure if we even did, but I guess you're going to want to get as many attacks in as you can in the turns, because obviously with him building up damage reduction each turn, the longer you take, the longer it's going to take to kill him. So you want to have these characters that are doing multiple big attacks, and characters that have been building up during the Super Vegito part of the fight, because obviously here the LR's able to do quite a significant chunk of damage. And then Vegeta's up to 20 mil. He's now getting guaranteed crits as well, so hopefully if we can actually start getting some additional supers from his passive here, we can start chipping this guy down a little bit more. I mean, the additional normals do okay damage, but you see how much of like his HP bar that takes off. It's like not really a lot. So turns like this, where it's just like 3 additional normals. Okay, then we get a super that's almost 15 mil. But yeah, overall, like Vegeta did not do a huge amount of damage to the overall like health bars of this physical Vegito Blue here, unfortunately. Apparently he can be attack lowered. Okay, that's interesting. I missed that off of the list of his abilities. So even though he's building up damage reduction and everything, he can be attack lowered. And these guys greatly lower attack with all of their supers. So we weren't really in much danger when it comes to anyone being able to tank normals on this team anyway, really. But yeah, that's helpful. And then them actually getting some additional supers with the crits. We get another super here as well. Alright, so these guys kind of making up for Vegeta's lack of damage a little bit. But yeah, we still got a little ways to go here. It's a shame when there's always like all the orbs that we don't really want to pick up with the slot 1 unit, but there's no way around it. So we'll do the active for UI, do a little bit of extra damage there. Grab those, and then yeah, get those for you, get the 24 key. I mean, we've almost got him to halfway. It's not too bad, all things considered. But yeah, this one's definitely a longer, tougher fight. So let me know what teams you guys used for your Battlefield setup. I was thinking about still just trying mono teams, but obviously I went into this completely blind, not knowing any of the stats or the typings of the enemies or anything. So obviously running a mono team against the last one would be interesting. I guess you could run an STR team, because you'd just be type neutral against Super Vegito, and then everyone would have type advantage over Vegito Blue. But considering how easily Buuhan and Zamasu went down, you obviously don't have to build teams that are too crazy in order to fight them. You could use like the full Rosé clone team with like physical Rosé lead or something, probably quite easily be able to beat the Buuhan and Zamasu stages with one of those kind of teams. And then yeah, this one, I guess your biggest and best team. So really what we probably should have done is I probably should have just made a team that was like the Tech Vegito and then AGL Goggia leads, and just bring a whole team of like fused fighters and pure Saiyans and like all the best units in the game, and this probably would have gone a little bit faster. But now we know, obviously, going into it completely blind, not really sure what to expect. So I'll probably do that next time. Right, the gods can use their active skills, so I think we might as well, right, because we can do some big damage here. Yeah, nice. 94 million damage crit. And then let's leave Beast in slot 1, because we know Vegeta's not really contributing all that much, right? So we'll leave Vegeta in slot 3, get him floated off. Grab him these orbs at the end. We're going to get the Beast Gohan Dokkan attack. So this should do some relatively decent damage. The gods, if I'd realised we were going to get the Dokkan attack, the gods probably were the better candidate, especially with Gohan only taking 1 hit before he attacks, but... Alright, so... we should get the crit here, because we took the hit first, yeah, 31 mil. It's nothing too crazy, but we'll get the guaranteed additional. We might get the hidden potential as well. I don't know if this will be enough to whittle down this bar that we're currently on. But I mean, the gods will do a lot of damage, because remember, they get a buff that carries over from their first turn after they transform from their super attack effects. So their like upcoming 18 key super here should be pretty good. Because we didn't transform them straight away, gave them like the extra turn to get a stack in, I think, right? Because you can transform them fairly early, but might as well get them some build up. And then yeah, we're at 35.5. Again, I forgot about the 7 orbs. We've got, what, 6 orbs for them this turn, I think. Yeah, decent damage. I think if I had to guess now, unless they do go crazy and we get like 4 or 5 supers here, probably not going to finish them off this turn, because we can't really rely on Vegeta at the end. But I guess the next rotation with the Gamma 1 and like the LR Gammas is a good solid like utility and defense rotation, but it's not like a crazy damage rotation. So in actual fact, we probably don't win on the next turn either. So yeah, this has gone from what I thought was going to end up being like a 6-7 minute video to nearly half an hour, considering just how tanky this final boss is. But obviously, if you do bring, for your final team setup, it's kind of like the cheat code for every event in the game, right? It's just bring Tech Vegito and an Earthbred Fighters or Earth Protecting Heroes, like Fused Fighter, Pure Saiyan kind of team build, and then save the Vegito fusion for this final stage against Vegito Blue. And then yeah, once you get to Vegito Blue, just bust out Tech Vegito, use the active skill, and then that entire like full counter turn, he's just absolutely going to destroy Vegito Blue. So go ahead and grab these, and then grab these for you. So will this be enough here? Probably not. Vegito going to super attack Gamma 1. Could you imagine if he killed Gamma 1 here? I don't actually know how much damage he does, but 200k, okay. Oof. That would be insane to get this far as well, and to lose when we've got like 1 and a bit HP bars left. Man, that would actually be that'd be devastating. Just because it takes so long to do the whole fight. Like the first 2 phases, obviously fine. You just jump back through those nice and quick. But man, this fight itself has taken what, nearly 25 minutes for the final fight. But like I said, that is, you know, not lack of knowledge going in, like not knowing what to expect. Now I would just probably build that crazy like 10-year fusions team. Vegito and AGL Gogeta as the leads, and then just bring a bunch of Fused Fires and Pure Saiyans, bring the 7 years, both their ECAs, bring the Super Saiyan 4 Goku from the 10th anniversary as well, and then maybe just throw on another support like the LR AGL Bardock or something. And then yeah, that team, by the time you get to Vegito Blue and you start busting out the Vegito and Gogeta from the 10-year like active skill turns, especially if you manage to get them together like on the same rotation, use Gogeta's active skill, then use Vegito's active skill, and just watch as all of the counters on that turn absolutely melt this Vegito Blue into nothingness. But yeah, there's no chance he's going to kill Beast Gohan here. Even if he does, we have the revival. So this will be all she wrote for the Battlefield Vegito here. Definitely a much tougher fight than I was expecting. A lot longer fight than I was expecting. So let me know how you guys got on and which category teams that you built. Or if you did use mono teams, let me know. That would certainly be very interesting. Maybe we'll try at some point in the future on a stream, obviously knowing that the run's going to be quite long. But I reckon you could probably build a really solid like mono STR team and get this done. I used to use Superhero as my STR, like a mix of Superhero and Bond of Master and Disciple, by using Beast Gohan and then the STR Kaba as the secondary lead, and then just running a bunch of STR characters. But I think seeing how long this took with these characters, that would take significantly longer, so I don't know if I want to do that. But there you go. So level 1 clear, beaten Super Vegito, clear the stage 3 times, defeat Super Vegito, clear level 1, and then there you go. So results clear, remaining characters, yeah, we just did it with the 3 teams, 3 stages, 3 teams. And so the remaining missions are just for essentially replaying it multiple times, right? Because by beating the whole thing again, we would get up to clear stage 6 times, and then beating it a 3rd time, it would be 9 times, and then yeah, just clear level 1 twice, clear level 1 3 times. So there you go. Let me know how you guys got on. We can go ahead and grab all of our different things here. 15 stones. Not too bad. So let me know how you guys got on with the new Battlefield. What teams did you use? How long did it take you for the final fight? Were you surprised as I was? Let me know all your thoughts on the Global Dokkan Campaign Special Edition of Battlefield down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.